One thing I forgot to mention to you, Ray, is your lab results.
What?
Okay, everybody, I have an announcement to make. I'm about to do my first threesome with two guys. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know. I'm smelling. You smell that?
I think I should change my guests.
You smell that, Rick? It smells like bullshit. I think he's lying.
I like it.
I don't know why you're so happy. I got bad news for you.
What do you mean? No, you never had bad news for me. What do you mean?
Okay, well, anyway, everybody listening, this is part 2 of Ray's home buying experience. And, of course, we have Rick Alberts back. That was quick. I just saw you last week.
I'm happy to be here.
So one thing I forgot to mention to you, Ray, is your lab results.
What? My lab results?
Yeah, your lab results.
I thought we just disclosed everything. What? Okay.
Well, I don't think you disclosed everything.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Rick.
So your lab results that came back, they're normal.
That's good, man.
Well done. Well done.
All right. Well, great. That's
Yeah.
good. I thought you were going to tell me I had something.
Yeah, I thought you might have had some stachybotrys.
What? Some statue? Okay. Not my first or my last?
Yeah, some penicillium, stuff like that,
No big deal.
Sounds like a Tuesday to me.
You have
From Vegas.
you have no fungi. How's that?
Well, that's great. That's awesome.
So yeah, your lab results came out negative. So
Great.
you're
Thank
good
you.
to go. So you can move into your house now. I heard you already did though. You already moved in, right?
No.
You haven't moved in yet.
No, we haven't.
Oh,
Not yet. We're still doing like handyman stuff and upgrading some stuff, and then we're going to move in.
I got a photo from you the other day about the fireplace key.
Yes.
Were you like drilling holes in gas pipes? Is that what you were doing?
No.
Oh,
They were rerouting stuff.
who's they?
The handyman.
You had a handyman play with a gas line?
No. The gas guy was there too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm sorry.
I looked at it and I was like, maybe I should call him.
Yeah.
Maybe he should call DigSafe and see what's going on here.
Yes.
Just don't mess with gas lines if you don't. I don't know what your background is. I don't know if you know how to swing a hammer or use a left-handed screwdriver. Do you have a left-handed screwdriver?
I have a screwdriver.
Well, then your screwdriver set is not complete until you have a left-handed one.
Okay. Explain the difference between a left-handed and a right-handed screwdriver.
That's a joke.
I
Mike.
know it is.
That
I was
is a
waiting for
joke.
that.
Trust me.
I was waiting.
Dude,
That is a joke that
I know.
my brother-in-law used to play on me all the time when I was really young. He used to fuck with me all the time.
I'm pro. I'm pro at those games. Here, man, can you go to the supply room and find a box of grid squares? Right. And they're like, what?
Right.
And they go ask the supply sergeant, hey, you have a box of grid squares? And they're like, you send the new privates to go do stuff like that. Yeah, so left-handed screwdriver, I'm like,
That's funny.
get out of here.
Get out of here.
Or air exhaust sample. So they would send a brand new private behind the tank.
Right.
The tank has a 1,500 horsepower turbine engine.
Right.
Right. And so they give him a trash bag. Hey, go get an exhaust sample from this. They put it and the bag like disintegrates. Or they'll go to Humvee and they'll do it, and then they'll walk around with a bag like it's all filled with air and stuff, whatever. And they're like, here's your sample. Yeah, whatever.
That's crazy. What have you been up to, Rick?
Just keeping busy, helping clients, doing some other personal stuff, like personal real estate investing.
Nice.
So I've been working on that.
Spending money.
That's exactly what I'm doing. In
Spending
the
money.
efforts to make money.
Well, just so you know, for the next 2 hours, you won't be spending money because you're sitting here.
Okay, perfect.
So
I appreciate that.
that's good.
But my wife's not here.
Oh, that's true.
Lock the credit cards and
Right?
stuff, and you'd be good to
Lock
go.
the credit cards.
Oh, hey, we got something for you.
Good Lord.
Yeah, here. Cheers.
Michelob.
Michelob Ultra. It's because we're all like pre-diabetics. So I figured we get
Pre-diabetic. Hey, this kind of matches my Red Bull can.
I noticed that, but I didn't want to say anything earlier. That's like my
Look
ADD.
at that. Which one should I drink? Well, I need to be sharp, so I'm going to start with this one.
Okay. Oh yeah, salud. Salute, Rick. Hey, thanks, Rick, for everything.
Salute.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
You too,
Red,
John.
Red Bull, if you're listening, I am looking for a sponsor.
Not like an AA sponsor, like a energy drink.
All right, let me try
Sponsor.
this. It's been a long time since I've drank one of those.
I was thinking the same thing.
This takes me way back to like behind the hi-hat roller rink when I was like a teenager.
Hi, where's that at?
That's in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy over there. So Ray, let's talk about your flipped house.
Let's do it.
Your flipped house was inspected by the authority.
Home Inspector Authority.
And what do we find? Let's check it out. Well, I'm going off memory right here, but I do have the report in front of me. But the thing that jumped out at me was the heating and cooling system there,
Okay.
which is what we talked about. So now going back to the day we were there, which was like a few weeks ago, you know, first of all, when I showed up, you seemed a little excited. You were like, you didn't seem worried to me. You seemed like you're just kind of excited about the process, and you were just more interested in what I was going to find. So
Exactly. Yep.
good or bad, right?
Yeah. It was. I want to know what was in the house. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, what was in the house. So, and on our first episode, I kind of explained some things that can happen. Like sometimes you have the newer systems, the main parts are there, but they kind of fudged the rest of it, like the ducting and all that stuff. And that's exactly what we found
Yes.
at your place. So that's just experience doing it and running into the same thing over and over. Rick knows this because he's probably been down that road
All the time.
all the time. It's the normal of what home inspections uncover. It's just normal. So once again, everybody, if you're buying a home, don't panic. Just get it looked at and just let your inspector connect the dots for you and let you know. In your case, you had a upgraded furnace and an upgraded outdoor condenser.
Yep.
And that's the best part because those are the most expensive pieces. So they already supplied you those. But when Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck came in to install it, you know, they missed a few things. And the biggest thing was your system was literally pulling air from the crawl space,
Yes.
which honestly, I haven't seen that one in a couple of years. It's been a few years since I've seen that bad. So what that means, everybody, is underneath the furnace, that's where the air plenum is, the return plenum, and you had the grills on the wall on both sides. And the subflooring, which is planks, they had these like 1/4-inch gaps in between each one, and that literally goes underneath the subfloor is just a crawl space. So every time they were turning on that system, it was just pulling dust, moisture. If it was raining outside and really, like, let's say we had 3 or 4 days of rain, all that moisture is just getting pulled right into that system too.
Yeah.
It's just not a good thing. So, believe it or not, the installers are required by the Title 24 energy code to actually seal that plenum up whenever a new piece of the unit is installed, and they did not do that on this. So, did you explore that with somebody?
Yes.
And what happened?
They sealed up all that area.
Okay.
And so now there's those little 1/4-inch access is not there anymore. It's all filled up.
Did they say anything to you like, "Yep, you're right. This is pulling air"? Did they concur what I said?
Everything from your report correlated with what he was saying.
Yes.
And they fixed it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like when I get it right. You know, sometimes I report wrong, but we all
No,
make
it
mistakes.
was there, and there was also evidence of rodent fecal matter.
That's right. I forgot to mention that.
Yes.
That was in there.
So not only
mention
were we
that.
breathing in, outside elements and stuff like that, from the crawl space, we were also breathing in rat poop.
Nice. And that's always fun,
Yeah.
isn't it? I did come across I just had another podcast guest on. You might have heard that podcast, Green Road Restoration. So if you need your attic redone or anything like that, are you going to re-insulate if you have a contamination with rodents? They come in and do all that work for you.
Mm-hmm.
They remove all the saturated and just contaminated insulation. And
Mm-hmm.
they pull it all out, clean everything up, disinfect the whole area, and then they re-insulate. And they actually come with a warranty.
That's something that I may be interested in doing.
Yeah,
because we have that blown-in insulation.
I think I have one.
It's
in
not
there.
a bad idea.
No, seriously, because the pictures you showed me, John, they just blew all that stuff in, and it looks old.
Yeah, that's definitely an older layout in there. So it's I don't know. I think every homeowner should start there when they buy a house. Just get in your attic, have it all cleared out, start fresh.
Yeah,
and you'll know what's going on up there because they can hide a lot of stuff.
You know, John, and this is a good question for you, is there's always things that we're supposed to be doing yearly, right, to maintain our homes.
Yep.
So things like, you know, maybe that's a good example. It's like every year have the rodent guy just do a walkthrough of the house, of the attic, see if there's any evidence. Is there anything else that we should be doing?
great question.
You mean yearly maintenance?
Yeah, like some say, oh, you should inspect your chimney once every couple of years. Things
Well,
like that.
first thing that comes to mind is water pressure. Checking your water pressure on your house once a year is a very good idea.
How do you check that?
You just go to Home Depot and buy a little Rainbird gauge, and it just screws onto the hose bib, just like where your hose screws on. You just unscrew your hose, screw that on, turn it on like you're turning on the water. It'll tell you what your pressure is. If it's over 75, it's time to call a plumber and have your regulator replaced.
Okay.
And I said replaced, not adjusted.
Okay.
Because if it's an old regulator, you don't want to try to adjust it because chances are you'll make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a bigger problem. So you could increase the pressure that's already high. So
Speaking of water pressure, now whenever I was trying to find out where my water on and off valve is on the house. Because usually where I'm from, it's like out in the front.
I didn't show you that?
No.
I thought I showed you that.
No.
Wasn't it on the left side?
Is that where it's at? Like right there where the gas is?
Let me take a look.
Where the meter is?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, because, in case a pipe busts or something like that, I want to be able to know where it's at to go out there and turn the whole house off.
So you have a meter?
Yeah, it's on the left exterior, right
Of
next
the
to
garage.
right next to your gas meter.
Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
I know exactly what knob you're talking about then.
Yeah, it's it's a blue handle.
Blue handle. Cool. Easy.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, at my house in Houston, we had across the sidewalk on that curb grass right there, there was like a little hole in there. I had like a little, use a tool to turn it on and off. That's where ours was. So,
Yeah, you also have your water meter at the sidewalk. There's also a picture of that in your report too.
Oh yeah.
So you do have a little box similar to what you're describing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that would be if that was the only place to turn off like the main. If you didn't have a shut off on the left side of your house, that would be the place to do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
That
I used to
little
do
box.
at my old.
Yeah,
My
some
childhood
places
house.
do it differently. Now, how cold does it get over there in the winter?
Where?
Texas.
It gets pretty cold.
Like
It
30s?
freezes.
It does
30s.
freeze. So
Yeah,
it does
sometimes
freeze.
it gets down. Well, last year in Texas, not last year, 2 years ago in Texas in
I
February,
remember that.
the whole place froze.
Yep.
My parents' house.
How the fuck does that happen?
Dude, well, what happened was, I know a part of it was they had these big windmills that supplied electricity and they froze. So that put a big, and everyone's running their heaters. So with those windmills that were frozen, that couldn't provide, turbine electricity, it messed up the power grid. It took a lot away from the power grid and it just shut down. Yeah.
So
and
there was no Tesla charger to back everything up?
no, and if you did have a Tesla,
The
wow,
two
can you imagine
Teslas that are out there?
Yeah. No, my parents had no electricity and it was like 18 degrees in their house. And they closed the doors and they put like a little space heater on a generator from their neighbor's generator.
And you got to run your water a little bit too because
Yes.
it'll freeze your
Here's what
pipes
you
and
do.
break your pipes.
Here's what you do. Here's the H-Town style of not busting your pipes in the winter. I did this all my whole childhood. You go turn off that water in the front, right? Then turn all of open up all your water, all the bathtubs, all your showers,
All your
sinks,
faucets.
all your faucets, even the ones outside. Run all those, and then but before you do that, like your tubs, fill them up with water. Fill your tubs up all the way up with water to the very top. Keep a bucket in there so you can flush toilets and stuff because you're not gonna have any water.
All right.
Then you
that makes
shut the
sense.
water off. Then you shut the water off, and then you open up all the valves, let it all drain out, right? Because we in Houston we had a crawl space under our house, so our pipes are underneath the house. Some people have their pipes in their ceilings, and if they don't do that, the pipes bust and your whole ceiling will fall in.
Oh,
Boom,
sure.
right on you. Like I've had friends I saw their Facebook.
Sounds like you were living off the grid in Texas.
Yeah. Man, no, but sure, but that's how you
Probably
prepare
half
your
the
stuff.
state is.
Yeah, that's how you have to prepare your house for a freeze. So it does freeze. Answer your
Yeah.
question. It gets cold to where it freezes. It'll get down to. I'll look it up. Hey, where's Jamie from Joe Rogan? Jamie, look up the Jamie, look up the weather from
Jamie.
that freeze. Jaime, it's Jaime in LA. Jaime.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Let me look it up.
So anyway, my mom has to do it every year because she still lives in Massachusetts and stuff. And if I show up in the winter, she got the faucets are just barely on, just letting a little bit of water constantly run so the water's flowing.
3 degrees
3 degrees
in Houston
Wow.
on February 9th, 2021.
Right.
Wow.
It kind of makes me think of.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me think of something else too, because lately I've been noticing a lot of people seem to depend on others to keep their life going, and I've never thought that way. I've always relied on myself to do stuff. Like the electrical goes out here, dude. I got 2 generators downstairs.
Sick. That's awesome.
I got a battery. I got a flat out 3,000 watt lithium battery, and I got a gas generator too in the garage, ready to go.
That's a good investment.
Wow.
I think I should probably invest in something like that.
It's smart, man. I mean, you
Makes
gotta,
sense.
you gotta keep yourself alive. I mean, everything today is electronic. We all have smartphones. We all have this stuff.
Yeah.
We need to keep. If you're gonna try to stay in touch with people, things need to be charged or being able to be plugged in. If there's no power,
Yeah.
what do you got? You know what I mean? So that's just a thing that always irritates me when I listen to like a news channel or something. They're like, "Oh yeah, all these people, they have no this." I'm like, come on, guys, you got to stop depending on your city government, federal government to just always have your back.
Yeah.
Make believe they're not there for a minute and just go buy the right shit and just be prepared for stuff.
I need to get a generator for sure.
Yeah, I got a Goal Zero lithium battery.
Okay.
You can get them. I got 3,000. There's a 6,000 version, and it'll last you a couple days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I'll show you when we're done what they look like. They're downstairs.
Yeah, that's cool. I definitely should get one and at 3 degrees, they had nothing. So it was 3 degrees outside and probably like I don't know, 15, 20 degrees in the house.
Well, now that you're a homeowner, you can actually buy a built-in generator system for your house.
I saw that. Did they have they had that. Well, since we have solar, they had those little wall battery things that store your energy.
Yeah, I don't know much about those. Do you got any info on that? Like how much does it store and how long does it last?
Jamie, look it up.
I need to get me a Jamie.
You need a Jamie. I'll be your Jamie if you need Jamie. I'll be your Jamie.
You want to be the Jamie?
I swear, yeah, I'll be your Jamie.
Okay. All right, Jay.
All right. I'm looking it up. Tesla. What's a Tesla wall? What's it called?
You could probably just put
Tesla Energy.
bank.
Storage bank.
Yeah,
Tesla
that's what it's
storage
called.
bank. I just saw one today. I was on the back of an ADU.
Yeah.
This morning when I did an inspection. But, I'm like, I should look that up and just get some info on that. And then I just get busy and I forget.
Power wall. Tesla power wall.
Yeah. How long does it last?
Okay. Backup energy storage. 24/7 outage protection. Energy independence.
While he's looking that up, I'm going to tell you
hold on a
guys.
second, guys.
I'm going to tell you guys what I just saw on the news yesterday. A woman hired a solar company to put solar panels on her roof, and they put them on the wrong side. So
That's a really big deal.
that is like, what the fuck were they thinking? So, and it's like she's trying to let them know, hey, you know what? This is only working part of the year.
Yeah.
And she's fighting with them to come fix it. And they just wouldn't budge. They just kept giving her bullshit, right?
That's rough.
And then what she do? She goes to the local news channel.
That's exactly what you do.
And that's what she did. And guess what? They came right out and put those solar panels on the correct side of the roof.
Golly.
And fixed her roof. Because now
Apparently.
she made all these holes.
Yeah. Yeah. Where the mounts were. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got to do the whole thing. I mean,
Yeah.
that as a business owner, dude, you just screwed up. So what? Suck it up. Take the hit. Go fix it. You'll have that customer for life.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I don't get it. And that is just like, and I guarantee you that goes on all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. It's not an isolated
Bunch
incident.
of scumbags.
Yes.
Like selling ice to a fucking Eskimo. It's like, come on, man, seriously. And then you got people. I heard this before too, and it was, oh God, what state was that? Man, it was so long I can't remember.
Florida.
No, it was just. It was just.
I love Florida.
It was
I love
a
Florida.
part of the country that was constantly cloudy. People need to understand solar
Seattle?
requires the sun, possibly. Solar requires the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. Your solar panels,
It's in the name.
don't work unless they are hit by the sun.
Yeah.
If you have a storage bank, great. If something is storing your power, but if you don't have a storage bank, your solar panel doesn't work in the shade.
Correct.
Most people don't know that. You know why? Because the sales guys are not explaining it to them that way. There's a lot of misconception on solar, man.
When I was talking to a sales rep, because we were thinking about putting it on ours, he was not explaining it well. He's like, "Oh, here's how the wattage works." I'm like, "I don't understand this. Just how much money am I going to save? Here's my electricity bill. Just tell me."
Play of words.
And then when I had concerns,
Right.
I emailed him my concerns and said, "Hey, can you help me get over these concerns?" Never got a response. I'm like, "Because I'm right."
That's a shame because if you work with this guy,
You challenged him.
you would know how this guy treats business. He is all about his business.
I know
like
he is.
He's boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. So it sucks that you had to go to somebody that did not respond like the way you respond.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that. That makes me mad, actually.
Yeah.
It does because I've worked with him. He's great. He's a professional.
You say head or gut, right?
Yeah,
Head or gut.
head or gut. Yeah, both of you are professionals.
You know what I mean? So anyway, it's
That sucks, man.
it's sad. It
does.
Woman just living by herself. And they got these idiots taking advantage. I just can't stand shit like that. There's really no need for that, man. There's no need of it.
Oh, I talked to Jamie right now, and he told me that he couldn't find anything on the Tesla website about how long it powers your stuff because you guys don't mention it on there for some reason. The Powerwall.
All right.
They may not because everyone has different usage.
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't-
Some people have multiple computers going, so they
Yes.
can't really do an
It's
average.
like a water heater.
Yeah.
Hey, is this going to supply water to my family? Well, how much? How
It doesn't
big's
even give
your
you a
family?
window, though.
Yeah,
There's no
right?
window. There's
Yeah.
no like, hey,
A day or two.
a day or two. No, it didn't say anything.
Right. So
I don't know.
They could say how much wattage they store, and then you just take a look at your bill, and then you can average it out that way.
That's probably what they're doing then.
all right, let's talk about what gets me mad. You guys ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Super ready.
You remember
Yes.
when I showed up to inspect your house? What wasn't working?
The gas.
Yeah.
And me, because I had off that day.
Let's ask Rick a question right now. What did Rick learn from that experience?
Don't rely on the listing agent to make sure all utilities are on.
That a boy. That's exactly what I've been saying forever.
Literally, the next inspection you did, I emailed the agent, "Are all utilities on?" I got there probably about 25 about 25 minutes before you arrived. I turned on all of the stoves to make sure gas was on.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
yep.
The first indicator is just find the gas meter, which is typically going to be on the exterior wall, left or right side, sometimes right in the front, you never know, or the crawl space if it's a like early 1920s building, and look to see if you see a big silver boot on it.
Oh, yeah.
You know how
Easy
they
enough.
boot cars that don't pay
Yep.
their tickets? It's similar. It's the same thing. It's the same concept. If you see that, it's off. So you can be on the phone with that guy. Hey, is the gas on? Yeah, it's on. And you're standing right in front of the boot. No, motherfucker, it's not on.
I'm going to use those exact words.
Yes.
Are you going to bleep that out or are you going to leave it?
No, I'm leaving it.
Wow.
This is a very adult-friendly show.
That's cool. Oh, yeah, it is. Look, cheers, guys.
like it.
It's not for
To
children.
adults, to being an adult,
Cheers.
and buying houses.
And big words like
Big
F.
words. You got to try to reach across, dude.
I can't, man. I'm
Let me
comfortable.
hang it. Let me hang it.
All right. Is that gum on top of your beer?
Yeah, yeah.
That's nasty.
What? It's my gum.
That's true.
Hope so.
Anyway.
Oh, no, this is Rick's.
So, anyways, that pisses me off for a lot of reasons. One, my customer has just already paid me to be there,
Yeah.
and now you're telling me I can't do my job the way it should be done. I still inspect everything, but I can't test certain systems. So I'm still going to inspect the furnace, even though I can't fire it. I'm still going to inspect the stove and all that stuff.
Water heater?
Water heater. But, I can't do it. So that to me is just flat out laziness. And some people do it for a reason. They just don't want you to find anything. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because what someone could do as part of a request for repairs, like just make sure, turn the gas on, just make sure everything works. Some buyers might be okay with that, but then to your point, just because it's working on the surface doesn't mean there's not an underlying issue.
Right. Sometimes people do that because there's a leak and they don't want to fix it. They found out there's a leak. Like maybe they had it on, and if someone said, hey, there's a leak over here, turn off the gas. Instead of doing the right thing by calling the gas company, have them come out and do a test, or a plumber to come out and do an air test. I got a great story for you for that. I just thought of that, so I'm going to jump into that real quick. I was on a house 2 or 3 years ago in Pacific Palisades. It was huge, big house. And when I got there, the gas was off, but they knew this and they told me this. Said, we still need you to come out, but the gas is off. But we have a plumber coming the same time you're going to be there, and he's going to test the gas lines to find the leak. Great. Okay, cool. So with any luck, they'll fix it before I leave, and I can check my things I need to check. So I'm up on the roof. It's a big flat roof. It's like an ocean of just roof up there. So I'm just doing my thing, checking the roof. All of a sudden I hear, I'm like, what the fuck is that? It was loud, man. And I run over. And there's a couple different, there's like 3 or 4 different HVAC systems on the roof. I run over, and it's coming right out of the gas line from the roof. I yelled down. I had to run down. I had to get off my ladder, run down, and go, turn that thing off. I found the leak.
Dang.
They never would have found that. They were like on the first floor. They were lucky I was up there. It would have taken them all day to find that. And that's where the leak was on the roof, right where the gas supply was going into the furnace.
Wow.
It was leaking where the joint is. And that's typically where they leak. When they get really, really rusted, that's where they can start to leak.
Was it galvanized pipe?
It was probably black steel or galvanized. Yeah, it's right there.
Dang.
So
was it like what did it rust?
it was just rusted.
Okay.
It was just there for a long time in the weather. It's Pacific Palisades, a lot of moisture.
It's close to the water, right?
So if they're not, if
Great
they're not
neighborhood.
painting,
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
If you're not painting the pipe and keeping it up, maintained, it can do that. But yeah, that was, I was like, what? That was so loud, man. I was like, I thought something bigger was going to happen. I was like, oh shit, what is that? Then I remembered, oh, those guys are testing the gas line. So I ran over and I had to run down and tell them real quick, but that was a little story right there. That was interesting.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Whenever you're inspecting houses like in that area and inspecting houses here in, say, in the valley, are they different? Do you see like different wear and tear on those types of houses that are in different types of elements?
That's a good question.
You know,
Homes are homes.
Yeah.
They're built with the same materials. Every once in a while, you'll find a house made out of steel, steel and glass. But most homes that just have the same concrete, same wood, same sidings and stuff like that. But when you're in a high moisture area, like around the beach, anything outside the building is exposed to moisture. So it's just going to sit on there. A pipe is going to definitely rust faster over there than it is over here. You can develop a staining on your stucco and on your roof materials, like a buildup. And sometimes you may have to have someone come out and clean it off. Depending, like if you're in a real shaded area, that can happen anywhere though too.
Yeah.
But more moisture, the more open you are for, just issues like that. So anything metal that's not painted right or not maintained, it's going to start to rust. Sometimes I go on roofs and the coping flashing all the way around the edge, on a flat roof on the parapet walls, it's all rusted. Only because no one's ever gone up there and just maintained it.
Yeah.
So it's just exposed.
Yeah, it's common when you can't see it, right? Like a roof's a great example. People are like, how did they not know the roof was shot? Because there hasn't been roof leaks.
And nobody's partying on the roof.
Right. So people just don't know. Right?
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's super common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest way to go. Don't fix it.
Ignore it.